Alright, hi guys. So my name is Irfan Taufiq Muhammad Zanif and I'm from Class A4B A174B. And as for today, I'm gonna present my mind map for my TPT 270, which is Introduction to Transport Economic. And in this video, I'm gonna explain on chapter 3, I guess, which is transport cost. So what you guys understand with transport cost? First of all, I'll be explaining what is costing. Understand with costing. So costing is the expenditure of cost which is related to the business activities. It means that in every business activities, all the expenditure and expenses in the business is considered as costing. Alright, even a transport economist adapts an analysis of cost according to whether they fluctuate with the volume of traffic or are independent of it. Alright, moving on, I'll be explaining the importance of transport costs. There are 5 importance, and first of all is a good commercial practice, aiming for returns on capital, regular update information on profit, and the basis for pricing, and the last one will be the highlight adverse trends so that manager can take appropriate corrective action. So first of all, a good commercial. A good commercial is a process, is a system which is widely used in the business activities. And as for the next one is aiming for return on capital. The importance of understanding transport costs is to make sure that the company is not undergoing losses, and the company must aim for the return of capital. And the next one is the regular update of information on profit. If you understand transport costs, you're able to actually update your firm with new informations, whether the company is undergoing losses or profit. And as for the next one is the basis of pricing. So if you understand the cost, that is like how cost in transport, so it is a basis of for pricing, so that you know what price you should put for certain things. And for the last one is to highlight adverse trends so that the managers can appropriate corrective action. Alright, this is important because managers will actually able to take corrective action. Therefore, before they can actually take corrective action, they need to understand the importance of transport costs. Alright, moving on. For the last point, I'll be explaining the type of cost. Alright, so there are actually 8 of them, type of cost, which is the first one is the fixed cost. A fixed cost is a cost that does not change with an increase or decrease in the amount of goods or services produced or sold. Fixed costs are expenses that have to be paid by the company independent of specific business activities. As for fixed costs, the example that I can actually give you is like the rental. It's because the rental won't change, and it won't change. Depends on what the agreement is. Like how much you need to pay for the rental is that is the fixed amount that you need to pay for the entire time for when you are actually renting a property. Alright, moving on is variable costs. A variable costs are costs that change as quantity of the goods or services that business produces changes. For variable costs are the sum of marginal costs over all units produced. They can also be considered normal costs. Alright, for variable costs, the best example that I can actually give you guys is electricity. It depends. For example, the previous month, the company actually produces have less production, therefore there will be less of usage of electricity. And as for the current year, let's say the company is actually going high business production, therefore more electricity will be used. Continuing with the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the loss of alternative when one alternative is chosen. When an option is chosen from alternative, the opportunity cost is the cost incurred by not enjoying the benefit associated with the best alternative choice. Alright, now it's joint costs. Joint costs are the costs that are incurred from buying and producing two products at the same time. In cost accounting terms, joint costs also have the same cost object. Alright, as for the fifth one is the common cost. A common cost is an expenses associated with the operating a facility between two or more departments or user. In other words, it shares expenses of creating a product or providing a services that can be attributed to a single department or user. As for the sixth one is the generalized cost. A general cost is in transport economics, the general cost is the sum of monetary and non-monetary costs of a journey. A monetary cost might include a fare on public transport journey, on the cost of fuel, wear and tear, and any parking charges, toll, congestion charge on a car journey. Alright. As for the, I'm not sure which one is it. Okay, as for the private cost is any cost that a person or firm pays in order to buy or produce goods and services. This includes the cost of labor, material, machinery, and any else that the person or firm pays for. The private cost does not take in account any negative effect or harm causes as a result of the production. Alright, as for the last one is public cost. Public cost is also known as a social cost. A social cost is a neoclassic economic, is the sum of private costs resulting on the consumer as a consequences of being exposed to the transaction for which they are not compensated or charged. In other words, it is the sum of personal and external costs. Alright guys, so that's all for me. I hope you guys understand what I just presented, and yeah, that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.